Hey everybody, this is Jannik from Wisdom from North, the Nordic platform for accelerated inner growth and empowerment. And today I would like to speak about the reasons why we may lack self-worth and what we can do about it, how we can strengthen our own sense of worthiness. So let's dive into it. So I am out biking again, which I love, and I thought I wanted to speak about self-worth and some reasons I believe that we lack self-worth and what we can do about it. So the first thing is that I think we feel often I am not enough and I'm not worthy due to feeling separate from the big one creator. So I believe that the big one creator, God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, wanted to experience itself. So it split itself into many different parts. Into galaxies, stars, trees, the sky, you and me, animals, everything. So we are actually individualized gods. We are gods. We are so powerful, we just don't experience that and feel that due to that we have this forgetfulness on planet Earth, that we forget who we truly are, which is divine beings having a physical experience. So we have this veil, and that creates this distance, this longing to merge with that one, to come home. I think especially sensitives and empaths feel this strong longing to just, that there's an emptiness inside. Like we don't feel whole and complete, even though we are whole and complete. We just don't experience that. And this separateness is really painful. It's really painful. And it creates this almost like this child-parent relationship with the one creator. That we are not powerful beings. That we misunderstand and we interpret it as we're not powerful beings. The God up there is deciding my life and I don't have any power of my life. It is God who gives me things. So I have to prove my worth to the big one creator in order to have a good life. Like for instance, especially that word deserving. Why do we often say I deserve this or I don't deserve this? Right? We deserve everything. Why should we not deserve something? Well, it has to do with this feeling of I have to prove myself to, that big force up there. So in order to deserve something, I have to be a good person in order to deserve something. Have I been good enough? You deserve everything. You are life. You are God. But we still, I think, often have this notion that we need to deserve something and oh, I have to settle for less. Oh, she's way out of my league. No. You deserve all good things. And that's why deserving is such an interesting word. All right, the next reason I think we lack self-worth often and feel that we're not good enough has to do with our biology and our history. So thousands of years ago, we were hunters and gatherers and we needed to be part of the group, right? So if we were kicked out of the tribe, we could die. That meant that we had to prove our worth and make the group see that we were needed and valuable. So there was this fear there all the time that if we were not needed, we could be kicked out of the group. And I think that really affects us. It is this fight and freeze mechanisms that is still controlling our systems a lot. Like in a situation where we get scared, we act as if it was a lion there or a bear there. Well, it was really just a bird, flying by, or a person coming to watch me right now doing this video. It's like fight, flight, and freeze. So this is our nervous system and it's in our cells. Obviously also our history really influences us and has influenced us. Like religion, all the suppression, Christianity saying we're sinful beings, suppression of women, competition, constantly comparing ourselves to others, what is fashionable now, what is in, what is out, how should we look like, commercials, society in general. Yeah, not the big support when it comes to feeling enough, right? And then the third reason is more of an individualized reason, which has to do with your soul journey and this incarnation. So let's say you, before you incarnated, you chose to learn about self-love. So you sat down with your masters and your guides and your angels, and then you decided, I'm going to learn about self-love. What does that mean? What does it mean to love myself? Well, in order to learn that and experience that and master it, you had to experience the opposite side of the spectrum, to know what is not self-love in order to know what love is. Duality, right? Two sides of the same, of the spectrum. So perhaps, two from your soul groups were popping up and saying, yes, I want to play your father, and I want to play your mother, and I want to help you learn about self-love. So I'll be a really, really busy mom, and I'll never have time for you. And your father is like, and I'll be a drinker, so I would be a totally mess. So we'll help you really experience lack of self-love. So you come down to this incarnation, you get born and you forget who you are, you forget all about your soul theme, and then you experience this. Your mother is never present, your father just is a mess, and you are never seen. Then you need to learn how to love yourself, sourcing your own love because you didn't receive it. Actually, the fourth reason that I just thought about now is actually having a soul theme over many, many lives. Because I believe sometimes we, on our soul journey, we choose to work with the soul theme over many lives to really master something. So again, if that is self-love, you'll meet that in more than one life. All right, so what can we do about this? How can we strengthen our own feeling of self-worth and really master it in this life? That's why I love inner work, because I believe if I do a lot of inner work in this life, I will progress faster. Like then I probably won't need to do 20 more lives working on my self-love. So I want to get a lot done in this life. So what can we do? Number one, the feeling of being separate from the big one creator. Obviously, knowing that we are divine beings, that we are part of God helps, but I think also having an experience of it really helps as well. So what can we do? Well, what has helped me is to meditate, is to be silent, is to go within. Because when I meditate again and again and again, it's not always, but sometimes I've come into this feeling that it's just this emptiness, but it's not empty, it's just rich with something. I can't explain it. And my ego comes down and it's like I feel connected to something deeper. And that gives me this feeling of worthiness, like it's not even a question of it. And what you can do is to start to meditate as often as you can. You don't have to do it for a long time. Just start with 5 minutes, sitting down, closing your eyes, breathing, and connecting within. And your thoughts in the beginning are going like crazy. It's like a crazy show in your mind, at least in mine. But the more you meditate, the more it calms down more and more, like after some weeks, I would say. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it doesn't take that long. It's very individual how we respond to meditation. But I suggest that you do it every day, and then you will get in touch with that stillness within, that deeper intelligence. And then you can anchor yourself in that in your everyday life. Because once you've had that experience once, you can always tap into it again. You can always tap into it again. And then you have an experience of, wow, I'm not my mind. I'm not my story. I'm not what the ego tells me that I am. Like, oh, things will never work for you. Oh, I can never get that. Or I'm not good enough. These are all stories. So you start to see that this is just a story and that is not who you are, which is huge, right? And that increases your feeling of worthiness. I feel good enough. I'm unique. I'm Jannike. And you are you. You're supposed to be exactly who you are. You even chose this body, this particular body, just to have that unique expression that your soul wanted you to have. So the second thing we can do when it comes to our history and biology and our nervous system, what I feel helps me is to put my hand on my heart when I feel anxiety or just this nervousness or just feeling I'm not good enough and all of this, is to say to myself and put my hand on my heart and say, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe, I am good enough, I am good enough, I am good enough, I'm worthy, I'm worthy, I'm valuable. Whatever soothes you, whatever you want to say to yourself, just repeat it and hold your hand like that, because your heart has a huge electromagnetic field. So instead of just saying it, actually putting your hand on your heart, then you are giving energy to the heart portal, and the heart has intelligence. And the hand is also an extension of the heart. So it's really effective to do that. And then you're calming your nervous system down. You're sending powerful signals to your whole body, to your whole system, that you are safe. You are safe, you are safe, and you are worthy. Third thing we can do to strengthen our self-love. So when it comes to our soul journey, if we have chosen to really work on self-love and worthiness as a soul theme in our lives, I suggest that you work on your inner child. I suggest that you work on meeting and acknowledging those parts of you that have been suppressed. So for instance, if your mother never saw you, if your father were never present, and if they, for instance, there are some particular situations that you remember, you can go back in time. You can close your eyes, sit down, breathe deeply like a meditation, and then put that child, that inner child that you see in that situation, perhaps when both parents were not there and you just felt so lost and alone and not loved, put that child on your lap and let that child know how much you love it. How it's not his or her fault, how they can always come to you, how they are safe, how you will always be there for them. And if this resonates, if it doesn't, don't use it. You can also say, you know, your father and mother did the best they could from their ability, but it was not good enough for you. It was not good enough for you, but I'm here for you, and you are loved, and I see you. So then you're soothing that child. You're actually integrating that part of you, because that inner child just wants to be seen by you. It wants to be seen by you. It needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be loved. And the more we do that, the more we integrate more and more parts of ourselves, that's when we start to feel more whole and complete. Even though we are whole and complete, we just don't know it. We just don't feel it. We don't experience it. But that is a path and a way to feel it more. Now the fourth thing, when it comes to having a soul theme over many lives, that can be like, oh, you know, if I'm going to work on this for many, many lives, do I need to struggle? Maybe it frightens you a bit, you know, that you feel like I always have to struggle with self-love or feeling unworthy. Well, know one thing, this has helped me. You're here to master it, and it's in your capacity to master it. It's in your potential to master it. That's the good news. You're not doomed to experience just one side of the spectrum, which is the lack of feeling valuable and worthy and loving or loving yourself. You also have the potential to feel the other side of the spectrum, which is deep self-love for yourself, a deep sense of feeling worthy and valuable. So know that you have the potential and the capacity, the full capacity, to master it. All right, guys, I hope this was inspiring and helpful, and it's just so fascinating with all the birds that are here. I really like blogging here. This is a nice spot. I can just feel my frequency raising like that when I'm in nature. I wanted to mention something that I forgot. I actually have a free meditation that can really support you in inner child work. I made it a year ago, I believe, and it's really powerful There you're able to connect with your inner child, and you can do it again and again. That has helped me tremendously, connecting with my inner child. So I really want you to have that. It's totally free, and you can find it in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. That inspires me a lot. All right, take care, and may you shine the light that you are.